thanks for joining us today. I'm Yasmin here at Flying Fantastic, and I will be talking you through our Aerial Yoga 360 variations for your shoulder stand. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and try our shoulder stand. We'll take our 8 big grabs, step back, hop in, and then really important that you cover those shoulders, making sure there's not too much excess so it's not going to dig in on the neck. Bring yourself back, adjust accordingly, and then finding a nice strong grip high up on the sling. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Option to use your feet here on the posts, or for those more confident, those stronger inverters, option to come straight up without. Let's go ahead and get familiar with our shoulder stand before we add some variations. Take a few deep breaths and then slowly bring yourselves all the way into your recovery position. Again, feet can be on or off. Ease yourselves down. Let's bring the fabric all the way to the back of the knees. Get those shoulders hooked and relax the head. Again, breathe, take a moment, reset, check in. How's your body doing? Now my goal today is to give you some variations for those students who are super familiar with shoulder stand and ready to take things up a notch and challenge themselves a little bit more. So option 1 is going to be coming into a back bend. If you're doing this variation, you're going to want to make sure their spine is lovely and warm and they're super competent in the poses that come before a shoulder stand, as well as being strong enough to hold that shoulder stand without needing to hold the posts. Okay, same as before, shoulders covered, ease your way back, adjust accordingly, nice strong grip. Now this time keep your shoulders hooked, but sit yourselves up and grab your fabric from the back. You're going to lean back, pulling the fabric forwards, and then make pockets that you can slot your feet into. Double check that those shoulders are still covered, feet are fully hooked, hands coming back onto the sling. Use your strength here. This is a lot of core. We're going to use the hands on the sling, using the hips to lift up. First, find your balance, and then let the feet come forward before you ease the hips forward, finding the back bend. Now, depending on flexibility, everybody's shape will look different here. Maybe it's a little bit less, maybe it's a little bit more. Again, taking a couple of deep breaths in the pose. And then slowly pressing through the feet, lift the hips back up, and again return yourselves to recovery pose. Release and relax. And again, nice and slow, bring yourselves all the way back up. Now, if your students feel happy there, we can try a slightly different variation. This time, fabric covers the shoulders, easing ourselves back, and again, catching the fabric. So keeping yourselves attached around the shoulders, find your fabric around the outside of the sling, slot your feet through the same pockets. Now this version is more of a straddle and is actually really active through the hip flexors, through the legs. So again, you're going to want to prep that before you get here. Hands reach up high, same start position, so the hips lift. This time, let those legs go wide. You're in control of the split here, but you're actively pressing your feet into the fabric. If your fabric feels secure, option is there for those palms to come together. Always keeping the hands on if you are not feeling safe, not feeling secure. Take a breath. And again, nice and slow, hands on. Draw the hips back and down, and find your way into recovery. I'm going to bring you one more variation. This one will be familiar if you're used to circus, if you've done some circusy type stuff. Those of you who come from a yoga background, maybe this is a little bit new. So it starts the same, fabric covered, laying back. And then this time, you're not going to worry about pockets. We're going to work on finding our hips lifting up over our head and making some beautiful shapes. So hold tight on the fabric, bring the knees in towards the chest. And then I want you to play with shapes here. So maybe the start is a pike. Those legs drawing forward, the feet drawing down. If you want to work on some conditioning, work on seeing how low you can go and then pulling back up and in. This is great prep for those flip-ins as well. Another variation might be trying to take it into a split. One leg forward, one leg back. Take your time to find your balance. Adjust accordingly. Maybe the legs are stacked or straight. And again, return. We need to even you out. So if one leg comes forward, we need to then try and find the same balance on the other side. Now one more variation which is definitely less stable is twisting the hips. So from a stag position, rotate towards one of your palms and allow those feet to drop back, coming into an arch, into a bend. Again, we need to even you out. We need to switch those legs, rotate the hips, and allow the feet to drop back. Ease your hips back to center. Find your way to recovery. And enjoy a well-deserved